Here are the video solutions for City and Guilds Functional Skills Maths Level 1. This is section 1, which is the non-calculator section, and this is sample paper 3. Okay, let's take a look at question number 1. So 4.7 multiplied by 1000. So what we need to do, because it's 1000, which has 3 zeros, is we're going to be moving the decimal point 3 positions. Now, the only difficulty is it's not obvious where the decimal point is going to end unless I chuck some zeros on the end. Now I can move it easily 3 positions, 1, 2, 3. So the number will now be 4700.000, and hopefully you can appreciate that these the 0.00 is adding no value, so it's simply 4700. Okay, so here we've got 16 and 2/3, so we're trying to turn this mixed number into an improper fraction. So the number on the top is going to be 16 times by 3 plus 2. 3 16s are, well, if you can't do that, use a column method. 6 3s are 18, carry 1. 1 3 is 3 plus 1 is 4. 48 plus 2 is 50. So that is a 50 over 3, which is B. Question number 3, what is 8% as a decimal? Remember, to go from a percentage to a decimal, we divide by 100. And a bit like question number 1, 8, we might want to write as 8.0. If we're dividing by 100, we're moving the decimal point 2 positions. And if we're dividing it by 100, then we are going to be moving it to the left. So maybe put some zeros to the left of the 8. 1, 2. So hopefully we can see that the answer is 0.08. Another way of thinking of it perhaps is 8% means 8 out of 100. And when we're talking about 100ths, that is 2 decimal places, so 0.08. Question number 4, 12 squared, that means 12 multiplied by 12. And again, maybe we need a column method here. 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2. This is the 1 of 10, so put in a 0. 1 times 2 is 2, 1 1 is 1. Add these together, 4 4 1, so 144, if you don't automatically know that 12 squared is 144. Question number 5, 7.2857. We're rounding to 2 decimal places, so we're interested in the 3rd decimal place, so we don't care about the 4th at all. If this is a 5 or greater, then this column here will move up by 1. Well, this is a 5, so the 8 will move up 1 to a 9, so 7.29. Okay, question number 6 is testing our understanding of BIDMAS. So we've got brackets. 7 take away 5 is 2. So the question is now 8 plus 2 times 3. We have multiplication and we have addition. We'll do the multiplication first. 2 3s are 6. So the question is now 8 plus 6, and 8 plus 6 is 14. Okay, what is 2 hours and 38 minutes in minutes? Well, 2 hours is 2 times by 60, which is 120 minutes. 120 plus 38 is 158 minutes. Question number 8, 2/5 of 300. So here we're working out a fraction of a total. So we take our total, we divide by the number on the bottom, and we multiply by the number on the top. So what is 300 divided by 5? Well, 30 divided by 5 is 6. So 300 divided by 5 is 60. 60 times 2, 6 times 2 is 12. Put the 0 back in, so that is 120 metres. Question number 9. So first of all, what I'm going to do is write these decimals out. 0.401, one above the other. 0.42. 0.503 and 0.59. So in the units column we can't tell them apart because it's all 0. Now if I look at the tenths, I've got 4s and 5s. So one of these two numbers must be the smallest. So I'm going to look in the hundredths now. Well, 0 is less than 2, so 0.401 is the smallest, and the next smallest is 0.42. So which one of these two numbers is smaller? So 0, we can't tell them apart. 5s, we can't tell them apart. 0 is less than 9, so 0.503, 0.59. So actually A was already in the increasing order. Question number 10, we want the plan view. So the plan view is the view from above. So from above we will see that square, that square, that square. They will be in a line, 1, 2, 3. And we will also see these two squares here, which will sit underneath the two furthest to the left, like so. And we can see that is D. Question number 11. So we want enough wood to make the border of this screen. So this is also 2 meters, this is 1.2. So the calculation is 2 plus 1.2 plus 2 plus 1.2, or 2 plus 2 is 4. 4, 5, 6, 6.2, 6.4. So the total is 6.4 meters. And question number 12. So what we need to do is work out just the volume of this long jump pit, which is the 3 dimensions multiplied together. They're all meters, so there's nothing to worry about here. So that is 8 times by 3 times by 0.5. 8 times 3 is 8, 16, 24 times 0.5. Now this is 0.5 is a half. So all we want to do now is work out a half of 24, and a half of 24 is 12. So that is 12 cubic meters. And that is the end of this section. Okay, question 10. We need to present these weights in 3 suitable groups. So if we take a look, they either are 24, 25 or 26. So I'm going to go for 24.0 to 24.9. 25.0 to 25.9, and then 26.0 to 26.9. So how many are 24 point something? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 25 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 26 is the rest, so that is 2. That's 20. 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, so we've done that. It says here the average is 25. So my comment would be the majority are between 24 to 26, and 25 is was it the mean or the median? It was or just as average is the average weight, and 25 is halfway between 24 and 26. That would be my only comment really. Okay, question number 9. So each time a worker meets a sales target, they get a raffle ticket. So Liz will get 2 raffle tickets, Jim will get 5, Emma will get 7, and Mike will get 6. So how many raffle tickets have been given out? Well, 2 plus 5 is 7, plus another 7 is 14, plus 6 is 20. Now, out of the 20, Jim has got 5 of them. So the probability of Jim winning is 5/20ths. But this fraction can be simplified. Both of these numbers are divisible by 5. So if I divide top and bottom by 5, I get 1/4. So the probability of Jim winning the raffle is 1/4. So we need to complete the probability diagram to illustrate the probability of the 1/4. So the probability scale, we need to remember, goes from 0, which is impossible, to 1, which is certain. So this mark here is halfway through, so that is 1/2. Now 1/4 is exactly halfway between 0 and 1/2. So, well, let's just count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So going up in fifths, not quarters. So halfway will be in between these two here. So half, 1.5, 2.5, half, 1.5, 2.5. There we go. That is in the middle. So that is the probability of Jim winning the raffle, which is this point here. And we are done. Here are the video solutions for City and Guilds Functional Skills Maths Level 1. This is section 2, which is the calculator section from sample paper 3. So question number 1, what is 10% of £68.50? Well, remember that 10% is 1/10. So all we need to do is work out a tenth of this amount, or just divide it by 10, and £68.50 divided by 10 is £6.85. Okay, so we've been told it turns 100 degrees in an anti-clockwise direction. So if it turned 90 degrees, it would be going in this direction, so just a little bit more than that. So that would therefore be the second answer, so answer B. Question number 3. A sea diver makes 7 different dives, and we want the variation, so that is just the variation in depth, so basically the range. So his shallowest dive is 7 and his deepest is 32. He's diving down to -7 meters, but we can just see that as a 7-meter dive and a 32-meter dive. So the variation is 32, take away 7, which is 25 meters. And obviously this working should be in this box here. So the variation is 25 meters. What is the interest paid on £2,500 at an interest rate of 15%? So we need just to work out what is 15% of 2,500. So we need to multiply 2,500 by something, and that is the multiplier for 15%, which is 0.15. It's the decimal equivalent of 15%. It's 15 divided by 100. And 2,500 multiplied by 0.15 is £375. So that is the interest paid, 375. Question number 5, we want to work out the difference in the average monthly temperature of Sydney and Dubai in July, which is here. So if we go up to here, this is Sydney, so we can see that that is 10 degrees, whereas for Dubai it is 35. So 35 take away 10, so that is a difference of 25 degrees Celsius. Question 6, it took me a while to work out what was going on here. An aircraft passenger weighs his bag. He goes to the check-in desk and says that his bag weighs, and I misread this, it says 14 grams, and that is the problem. If his bag's 14 grams, well, it's just completely impossible. It's 14 kilos, so I'd say more likely the bag is 14 kilograms than 14 grams. 14 grams is a preposterous weight for anything other than a small bag of yeast, for example. So 14 grams is almost nothing. Right, question number 7. So 36 months, well, let's put that into years. This 1 year is 12 months. So 36 months, or that is 3 times 12, so that's going to be 3 years. So we want 6 months to 4 years, because 3 years is in between those two boundaries, and we want front facing, so front facing, which has got a tick in it. So not toddler A, but it's got to be toddler B, because, and the explanation is it's suitable for a 3-year-old and is front facing. Job done. Okay, next one, question number 8. So they're sharing the work in the ratio Dave to Sue of 3 to 1. So that means Dave does 3 quarters and Sue does 1 quarter. Why is it quarters? Because 3 plus 1 is 4. So if there's 16 days, then Sue is going to do a quarter, and 1 quarter of 16 is 4. So Sue needs to do 4. She's only got 1 here, so let's chuck her down for a couple, well, 3 more. Sue, 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 and then the rest are Dave. There we go. And again, all the workings I should have put in the box, but I didn't want to be scrolling up and down, which would have been a bit annoying for you. Okay, so question number 11. So a woman is training for a triathlon race, which includes a 1.5 kilometre swim, and we'll skip the next line, but we'll have a look at the one after that. The third line, she's training in a pool which is 50 metres long. So 1.5 kilometres is 1.5 multiplied by 1,000, which is 1,500 metres. So how many lengths of a 50 metre pool is it? That is 1,500 divided by 50, so that is 30 lengths. Now she wants to do this in 33 minutes, so we could do 33 divided by 30, and 33 divided by 30 is 1.1. So that is 1 minute, and what does the 0.1 mean? Another way we could look at this is that 33 minutes is 33 times by 60, and 33 times 60 is 1980 seconds. So we can divide this number of seconds by 30 lengths, and if we divide that by 30 we get 66 seconds per length. And 66 seconds, well, we know 60 seconds is 1 minute, so there's 6 left over, so it's 1 minute and 6 seconds. Question 12, we just need to work out the area here, so we're going to turn this into two rectangles. This is 6 times by 3, we'll call this shape A, shape B. So shape A, the area is 6 times by 3, which is 18 meters squared, and for shape B, it's 8 multiplied by this height here. Well, the whole thing is 6, so if this is 3, then this must be 6 take away 3, so also 3. So that's 8 times 3, which is 24 square meters. So therefore the total area is 18 plus 24, which is 42 meters squared. Now, bags of gravel covers 14 meters squared, so how many 14s go into 42? Well, what is 42 divided by 14? It is 3, so we need 3 bags of gravel, and the area of the driveway is 42 square meters. Okay, question number 13. So I'm going to write here player A, player B, and I'm going to work out the mean and the range. So the mean is all of the values added together divided by the number of values. So for player B, that's going to be 2 less than player A. So when I add up all of player A, that I'll put right here, I'll just put the working here, the total is 52.5, and for player B it is 35.5. So for player A, the mean is 52.5 divided by 7, because he played 7 times, so 7.5, and for B, 35.5 divided by 5, which is 7.1. Okay, so if we're going off the mean, player A is doing better. On average, he gets a better score. Now let's have a look at the range. So remember, the range is the biggest minus the smallest. So for player A, it is 8.7 minus the lowest, which was a 6.8. So that is 1.9. And for player B, the highest value is a 7.9, and the smallest is his lowest score was a 5.8. So that is a range of 2.1. So which player should he choose? Well, it should be player A, and the reason for that is on average he gets a better score. And also because the range is lower, that means he is more consistent. So he plays at a more consistent level, whereas B, he's a bit all over the place. So he's capable of a bit of a shocker there, but also equally capable of a pretty decent performance. So on that basis, for both the mean and the range, I would go for player A. So the comment about average, player A has a higher mean. Comment about variation, player A has less variation, so he is more consistent. So variation, think about range, and always link that to consistency. The smaller the range, the better, or the greater the consistency. Okay. Question number 14. So what I'm going to do with this question, just a tiny shortcut, just forget about the insurance, because it's £15 per year, whether you're a member or a non-member, so that is not going to affect any of the prices whatsoever. So let's go for member and non-member. So non-member is £8.50 per lesson, and it's weekly, but they can only go to half, so that's going to be times 26, not 52. And that comes to £221. And It's also going to be £95 for the uniform. So 221 plus 95, that comes to £316 per person, and there is 2 of them. There's no child discount. So 316 times by 2, that is £632. Okay, right, let's go for let's have a look at the membership. So the adult is going to be 20 times, actually, let's combine an adult and a child together. So that is 36 combined per month. So 36 times by 12, and that comes to 432. The uniform is 20% off. So if it's 20% off, that means it's 80% of £95. So the calculation is 0.8 times by £95. And what does that come to? 0.8 times 95 is £76. And we're going to double it actually. So I'm going to do 2 lots of that because there's 2 of them. And 76 times 2, that is 152. Now, if you're not sure where this number comes from, 80%, to work out 80% of something, you need to multiply by 0.80. We just don't need that 0 on the end. This is the decimal equivalent of 80%. It's 80 divided by 100. So that's what you need to do when you're working out 80% of something. So the total, if they are both members, is going to be 432 plus 152, which is £584. So you can see it makes more sense for them to be members. Members costs 584, whereas non-members costs 632, and maybe make a note excluding insurance. But as I said, I didn't bother putting the insurance in there because it was the same price whether you're a member or a non-member. Okay, and let's take a look at question number 15. So the trampoline is 3 by 1.8 meters. So this is a meter. So if 1 square is a meter, we want 3 squares by 1.8 squares, and there needs to be 4 of them in zone 3 with 2 lines of symmetry. So we said 3 times by 1.8, was it 3 or was it 2? I've forgotten already. 3 by 1.8. So for 2 lines of symmetry, I'm just going to put 1 in the top corner. So 3 times by 1.8, there's 1. I'll do another one over here. So that is symmetrical. Well, I've not done the other ones either. So let me put these ones in here. Again, just stick them in the corners. Okay, so we've got 1 line of symmetry down the middle here, and we have another line of symmetry along here. I don't know why the symmetry is important, but there we have it. So that's where the 4 trampolines need to go. And I believe that is the end of this section.